Tech for Seniors, episode 67, July the 5th, 2021. We have about 82 people in our Zoom meeting and a bunch over on our live feed. So welcome everyone, and happy 4th of July, Independence Day. I hope that everyone's having a great holiday this weekend. It is, of course, really the end of, well, almost the end of our COVID era. And it's sort of opening the door to a great year, lots of things happening. As all of you know, we started Tech for Senior over a year ago. Hewie and I thought this was a good idea, and we were going to sort of do this to help people through the COVID crisis. But it's sort of, I guess, Hewie, it got in our blood, eh? It did indeed. So this is our life mission and passion in life, to keep us busy, and also Bob and the whole crew. So we're not going anywhere. We're planning on being here on the long term. So we will always be here on Monday for you, and we have lots of things happening, and it's a busy show today. First of all, let's just let everyone know that we have two streams. We have, of course, our Zoom meeting, which everyone is in here. All 80 of you or so are here in our Zoom meeting, but we're also streaming live over on YouTube. We have a bunch of people over there, and we will be now. The meetings will go simultaneously until Ray's music, which will be in about 50 minutes. And then we'll be stopping the live stream and coming. And if you want to, those people on live stream, if you want to come over to the Zoom session, you certainly can do that and participate in the question and answer that we have. Now, today is going to be just a little bit different because I will be stopping the live stream in a few minutes for just 5 minutes for a special event. And you'll see when it happens. But I can't live stream this special event, so it'll be about 5 minutes. So we'll stop the live stream, and then I will restart it. So unfortunately, but it's a special event that we can't. I'll tell you about pretty soon. Just a reminder that don't forget about our Tech for Senior on live on Friday or on Thursday at 9 o'clock. We have a big announcement today. We have Avast is going to sponsor us on Thursday, so we will actually have a giveaway, a free prize that we'll be using on our Thursday show. So it should be fun. Bob and I and Hewie and also Bill are going to have fun with that, and we'll so come on Thursday morning and have a listen. We will I guess we'll introduce the staff next, and then we'll go to our special event this morning. Hewie, you've got a storm raging down on you, but you also have something Wednesday evening you're doing. Do you want to tell us about that?
You're muted.
Do you want to unmute yourself, Hewie?
No, it's more fun talking with it. Wednesday night is a Sarasota Technology User Group, a STUG meeting. I Zoom host it for STUG and do the introduction of the meeting, and then Ann introduces the speaker. And the speaker this month is Judy Tallur, and she's going to be talking about maintaining your computer 101. So it is open to the public, to user group members and Tech for Senior members or participants. By all means, drop me a note, and I'll send you the link to register. You have to register in advance, and I think I did post it on the Tech for Senior Facebook page, so the link is there as well.
All right, perfect. And then Bob, you were.
And that's if I don't get blown away by Wednesday.
Yeah, hang on to your hat, eh? Yeah, exactly. And Bob, you've been doing lots this week, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that you posted about Apple security. So lots of changes occurring, eh?
Now, Apple, I posted this morning, and we had another REvil ransomware attack that occurred. I had posted that also on our Facebook page. Yeah, lots of things going on.
Lots of things going on. Yeah. I'm going to, and I'm going to skip Dewey in a minute. We're going to talk to Ray for a second. Ray, vinyl records.
They are gaining more and more popularity.
We're going to hear lots about vinyl records next week. And
Next week, I'll do a little special on that. You'll be interested in hearing that. Yeah, I followed Bob's advice this morning because he's always saying, make sure you update Zoom. And I normally do it at other times of the week, but I decided, let me do it. It was giving me the signal I needed to update, and I can't get video or on my main computer. So now I'm using the laptop I used to use, and going from 2 large screens to one 15-inch screen is major withdrawal.
Bill, did you buy any gadgets this week?
Me?
No, Bill. Did Bill buy any gadgets?
No, no gadgets this week.
No gadgets. All right. Now listen, what we're going to do is I'm just going to stop the live stream now for a second. For those of you who are over on our live stream, I'm sorry that I have to do that. I have a little something that I want to play for everybody now. See if we can get this organized. Share sound.
Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending July 2nd, 2021.
Can you adjust the volume?
Bob, can you turn the volume up?
Data purchases. Responding to an inquiry from U.S. Senator Ron Wyden, several ad tech companies provided lists of the foreign firms and China that purchase sensitive data
There you go. There you go.
on
That's much better.
millions of Americans.
There you go.
This information would be a gold mine for foreign intelligence services that could exploit it to inform and supercharge hacking, blackmail, and influence campaigns. Wyden said in a statement before launching the inquiry, asking ad tech companies which foreign entities are buying their bidstream data, which includes information such as GPS location, device identifiers, and browsing history. Wyden sent the question to Google, Verizon, Magnite, Pubmatic, Index Exchange, and OpenX, among others. Google and Verizon did not respond to Wyden's inquiry. Magnite submitted a list of 150 companies, some of which Wyden's team discovered were based in Russia and China. The revelation highlighted potential privacy issues, and Wyden's team is still assessing whether or not it constitutes a security risk. It's curious that trafficking sensitive data in America is only considered a security risk in certain cases, commented Avast security evangelist Louis Carone. I think it's time to prioritize privacy. If there is absolutely no control over the information that is being managed by ad tech companies, anything can happen, and while there could be useful tools through legislation to handle this, it is better for users to take control on their privacy and avoid digital tracking by using what we already have: secure browsers, VPNs, etc. For more on this, see Motherboard. Microsoft signed a driver loaded with rootkit malware. Operating system creators offer code signing to help you steer clear of hostile software, but Microsoft may have inadvertently broken the trust that signing is meant to create. Bleeping Computer said Microsoft has confirmed that it signed NetFilter, a third-party driver for Windows containing rootkit malware that circulated in the gaming community. It passed through the Windows hardware compatibility program despite connecting to malware command and control servers in China, as security researcher Karsten Hahn found days earlier. Microsoft said that the rogue driver had a limited impact. It was aimed at gamers and isn't known to have compromised enterprise users. Also, the rootkit only works post-exploitation, according to Microsoft. You need to have already obtained administrator level access on a PC to install the driver. NetFilter shouldn't pose a threat unless you go out of your way to load it, in other words. Even so, the incident isn't entirely comforting. Many people see a signed driver as confirming that a driver or program is safe. 700 million users exposed to LinkedIn data scrape. Hopefully, I'm not one of them. A sale notice has appeared on an underground cybercrime forum offering buyers the data of up to 700 million LinkedIn users. The sellers claim they pulled the information using LinkedIn's own API, meaning it was not a data breach, but a data scraping, collecting all the publicly available information that can be found on LinkedIn's site. The information includes full names, email addresses, birth dates, work addresses, phone numbers, Facebook and Twitter IDs, job titles, locations, and in some cases, specific GPS coordinates, most likely captured from the mobile users who allowed LinkedIn to access their GPS location. More on this story at Tom's Guide. Hackers infect and factory reset MyBook Live devices. In a statement this week, Western Digital analyzed a series of cyber attacks on MyBook Live storage devices, where hackers exploited two vulnerabilities, one to install malware and the other to completely wipe the device clean with a factory reset. In its analysis, Western Digital wrote, the log files were reviewed show that the attackers directly connected to the affected MyBook Live devices from a variety of IP addresses in different countries. Our investigations show that in some cases, the same attacker exploited both vulnerabilities on the device. The motivation behind a hacker launching each of these opposite attacks remains unknown. For more, see Ars Technica. U.S. agencies use facial recognition without accountability. The Government Accountability Office has learned that 15 federal agencies use non-federal systems of facial recognition for law enforcement purposes, and very few are keeping track and logging its use. The GAO surveyed 42 federal agencies that employ law enforcement officers about their use of facial recognition and learned that 20 do make use of the federal system, while 15 use privately built systems. Of those 15, the GAO has made recommendations that 13 of the agencies track employees' use of non-federal systems and assess the risks these systems can pose regarding privacy, accuracy, and more. For further details, see the GAO report. How to spot tech support fraud pages, realize you're being targeted, and know what to do in the situation. When Jamil Kwanda got a call from Avast Tech Support, he had no reason to think that it wasn't really Avast calling. It wasn't until the tech support stole his life savings of over $200,000 that he realized he'd become a victim of an increasingly popular form of online scam, technical support fraud. Tech support fraud is a big business for criminals. You may not realize it, but these schemes are actually run like a business, with sophisticated call centers and proven scripts that they use. Please follow the excellent advice offered by the Avast Threat Labs. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bob. That was great. Bad guys are proliferating as usual, eh?
Yep.
Indeed, indeed. All right, let's let me share the screen, share the sound, and we'll have Dewey's segment up.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dewey, and I sort of consider myself an old-fashioned patriotic American. And I've worn this particular 4th of July costume for nearly 30 years, every 4th of July. My Tech Talk topic for today is Live TV Streaming Services, Part 1. My Tech Talk 2 weeks ago today was largely based on a CNET.com article entitled Best Streaming Devices in 2021. If you missed it and would like to know more about different devices, you can go back and watch my Tech Talk in episode 65. This week, I'll focus on the best live TV streaming services based on information from another article at CNET.com. Before going on, I think we do need to understand what we mean when I say live TV streaming service. Live TV streaming services are similar to cable and satellite TV services in that they both typically offer a lineup of cable-type channels along with local networks, independent TV stations, free movie channels, etc., at a fixed monthly cost. Live TV streaming services also include a channel guide and a DVR function for time shift recording. These factors differentiate live TV streaming from on-demand TV streaming services, which would be like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and so forth. The reason that live TV streaming is fee-based is because these services need to pay for most of the channels they carry. You have to pay them. An exception is shopping channels, which typically pay a TV service to be carried. For what it's worth, you're not likely to see shopping channels in the various live TV streaming service channel lineups. However, for whatever reason, you likely will find these shopping channels in most cable and satellite TV lineups. Go figure, I don't know why. I'd like to argue that really there is no such thing as a best live TV streaming service, or for that matter, a best streaming device. Best is what each of us prefer and works best for us in our particular individual situations. By the way, streamers typically find that DVRing to the cloud is incredibly easy in most live TV streaming services, thus allowing you to watch what you'd like to watch and when you'd like to watch it. It's great convenience. A free trial, typically for a week, is a great way to learn about a particular service. Joe Fedewa at howtogeek.com advises that when you sign up, you should also try to arrange future cancellation of the free trial, assuming that you might cancel. If you're not careful, he advises, you could quickly end up paying full price for a subscription. Now, I strongly advise that when you begin a free trial, you should take copious notes of every action you take, and of course, save them. Another method is to do a screenshot of every action, annotating as needed. Each of the live TV streaming services reviewed allows fast forwarding through commercials of pre-recorded material, obviously pre-recorded. It has an available cloud DVR, allows 2 or more TVs to stream simultaneously, and offers some or all of the typical local network channels, like from ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox Network. Only one streaming service, YouTube TV, also offers 1 or more PBS TV local channels. I'll sharpen the focus further on information about each of the 5 services mentioned in this CNET.com article. And I'll be including other information as well from my own experiences. For $65 a month, a YouTube TV subscription provides access to more than 85 popular broadcast and cable satellite TV channels, more top channels than any competitor at this price point. It also has the best cloud DVR, including unlimited storage for up to 90 days. In addition to carrying most of the familiar TV channels, it has an abundance of live sports, including NBA and MLB, plus local and national news. Top channels missing from YouTube TV are A&E, Hallmark, History Channel, and Lifetime. Its home screen is essentially uncluttered. I took this photo of my own home screen. YouTube TV is available to 95.5% of the population in the US. It allows family member accounts and simultaneous streaming devices on 3 TVs, and it's extremely easy to set up a particular program for regular DVRing to the cloud. Presently, there's no 4K video content on YouTube TV. On July 1st, YouTube TV announced their 4K Plus upgrade for an additional $20 a month. By the way, you can get a $10 a month free trial that lasts for up to a year. And there's a deadline I'm getting it. Don't remember what it is. This upgrade will allow access to watch major sports in 4K plus other 4K content from networks like NBC and ESPN. Later this year, sports like college football and basketball will also feature 4K. Perhaps I'll bring you more information on this complicated subject at another time. Despite similarity in their names, Google-owned YouTube TV is totally separate and different from their streaming video channel, YouTube. I think most of you know that, but just a reminder. YouTube TV's direct competitor at the same price point is Hulu plus Live TV. CNET.com rates Hulu plus Live TV as the best on-demand service. You may recall that a few minutes ago, I differentiated between live TV streaming services, which have a channel guide and DVR function, and on-demand TV streaming services like Netflix, Amazon, etc., which do not. Well, Hulu plus Live endeavors to do both. Aside from its live TV streaming, it has a complex on-demand streaming side that could take an entire presentation to explain. It's pretty complex. Hulu plus Live TV's channel lineup has 70 plus channels and offers local network broadcast TV channels, though not PBS. It allows streaming on 2 TVs simultaneously and 250 hours of DVR recording to Hulu's cloud. Fast forwarding through commercials in its cloud DVR recordings isn't included and costs an additional $10 a month. Aside from its live TV streaming service, Hulu offers some movies, but is better known for its old TV shows. Many, many different ones offered. Top channels not available on Hulu include AMC, BBC America, MLB Network, NBA TV, NFL Network, and NFL Red Zone. Its home screen is somewhat more cluttered than YouTube TV. Here's a sample screen, and I took that on my TV. Despite some negatives, Hulu plus Live TV continues to be popular. Several years ago, I introduced a close friend to live TV streaming and YouTube TV. She did further study. She was really excited at first. She did further study and then ended up choosing Hulu plus Live TV instead because of its on-demand content. Go figure. I tried. I have quite a bit more to go in finishing this review of live TV streaming services, so I'll stop now and I'll conclude it next week. Well, thanks for watching. Stay safe. And I'm going to stick with this one. Okay? Bye now.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dewey. That's great. Hewie, are you ready to roll?
I am.
The Starlink report.
This is
The Starlink report.
for July 5th, 2021. I'm Hewie Poplock. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. A California Highway Patrol officer stopped a Toyota Prius last week that had what looked like a Starlink dish fastened to its hood. The visual obstruction sitting right smack in the middle of the car's hood landed the driver a ticket. When the CHIP officer asked for if it obstructed his view, the driver replied, "Only when I make right-hand turns." The driver said they were using the antenna to have Wi-Fi for a business they run out of the car. Some vehicles take down the dishy during travel. Here is one that had built a contraption that could take it apart easily, stow it while he was driving, and then set it up when he was at the location of his choice. Another driver had a unit in the back of his pickup truck and only used it when he stopped in a location. Starlink has achieved 69,420 simultaneous users and has exceeded it, as CEO Elon Musk announced it on his social media platform on Twitter. Musk revealed that 72 orbital planes would activate by August on a wider scale, but global coverage, including the polar regions, would take some time. SpaceX has announced that they're building a factory in Austin, Texas, for consumer devices for the Starlink mission, meaning all of the hardware that consumers touch, routers, and Starlink dishes, will be built in Austin. Gwen Shotwell, President and Chief Operating Officer of SpaceX, says that the cost of the Starlink receivers will be down in the hundreds of dollars next year. So currently, SpaceX charges new customers $500 for the down payment, plus the $100 for the first month. So essentially, it subsidizes the first 6 or 7 months of a new customer's internet service just to make up for the cost of the satellite dishes. But by this time next year, it is estimated that the cost will be down to par and SpaceX will be cash flow positive from day one of a new customer. Some observers think that Starlink will be offering different pricing structures. Their goal is to have 1 gigabit per user up and down. Not all users need that speed, so they may be offering lower tier packages, maybe at $50 or $60 a month. It is advised to mount the dish as high as possible, with the Starlink team's further recommendation to bring old dishy inside in high wind conditions. So keep that ladder handy. Many Starlink beta testers report that they have experienced consistent dropouts of a few seconds every few minutes. When temperatures reached over 122 degrees last month, some users experienced this. A Starlink beta user in Arizona said he lost internet service for over 7 hours when the satellite dish overheated, demonstrating one of the drawbacks of SpaceX's broadband service. The user's internet service was disrupted, and the Starlink app provided an error message saying offline thermal shutdown. The dish overheated, and Starlink will reconnect after cooling down, the error message said. Officially, SpaceX has said that Dishy McFlatface is certified to operate from 22 degrees below zero to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Temperatures reached about 120 degrees. Though Dishy doesn't go into thermal shutdown until it hits 122 degrees, the dish can obviously get hotter than the air temperature. During the winter, temperatures did not exceed the limits. SpaceX could soon provide in-flight Wi-Fi to airline passengers via its Starlink satellite internet service. They are in talks with commercial airlines to beam Starlink internet to their airplanes, Starlink said during the Connected Aviation Intelligence Conference. We're in talks with several of the airlines. SpaceX would start connecting each Starlink satellite with laser links that don't need to bounce off ground stations. This would mean airplanes flying over remote areas, such as oceans, can still offer in-flight. And here's what those satellites look like. Other news, SpaceX announced agreements with Google Platform and Microsoft Azure to provide on-ground compute and networking services for Starlink. Also, Viasat mounted a legal attempt to temporarily halt Starlink launches. The next Starlink launch will be sometime in July from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. On July 11th, Virgin Galactic will launch its first fully crewed space flight on its VSS Unity spaceplane with the company's founder, Richard Branson, on board. The global live stream of the event begins at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You can watch it live on space.com. On July 20th, Blue Origin will launch the first crewed spaceflight of its New Shepard rocket capsule combo. Flying to space aboard the capsule will be the company's CEO, Jeff Bezos, his brother, an auction winner, and Mercury 13 pilot Wally Funk. You can also watch it live on space.com. This has been
The Starlink Report.
I'm Hewie Poplock.
Lots of good news on that, eh, Hewie?
Yep, and it's going to be interesting. The company people, Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson, are actually going to fly their own test flights. Sure hope they're successful, and they are going to be live on space.
I hope they're pilots. All right. Well, more on that. We'll probably have some more on that in the question and answer. I know I have a few questions for you, but we'll deal with that in the question and answer. Let me share my screen and hey, it's Ron Brown with Tech for Seniors. You know, I live in Comox, British Columbia, and I'm out for a bike ride on my e-bike. Now, we started at my house, as you see with the circle there, and we're going to come down Hawkins Road, and we're going to come down across over Goose Spit. And as we drive along, we'll come out to HMCS Quadra. Quadra is the cadet base for Canada. All the cadets across Canada come out to Quadra to do their training. And you know, we're going to have a nice bike ride. You're going to see us coming along as we go across the Spit towards Quadra and then turn around and go back up this big hill. But I am so glad I have an e-bike. And you know, what is so nice about this is I'm listening to Ray's music. All those great music clips that he plays on our show, I'm listening to them as I cycle along. And you too could be able to listen to them if you subscribe to our newsletter. Yes, the Tech for Senior newsletter. Let me show you how to do this in the links below. In Tuesday's newsletter, this is Ray's segment. If you look closer, you'll see at the bottom here it says, click this link for over 50 songs. Well, they're going to add, as Ray continues on adding songs, this list is going to get bigger. So when we click that link, watch what happens. And this is on a Windows 10 PC. So when we click the link, it's going to bring us to, here's the list. Here's all 50 songs, all there for you to enjoy and play. So how are we going to save these? So as we come up, we're simply going to bookmark this link. You see, I'm going to click the little star there, add bookmark. And it says Ray's music list. That's all you have to do. And we're going to save it to our bookmark bar. And then we're going to come back, and here it is. Click that, and you will be able to listen to all Ray's great music. That's wonderful. So you only have to click the link once and set up the bookmark, and we'll add all the songs for you. So as I'm riding my bike, we're getting closer to the entrance to the Naval Cadet Camp, which of course we can't go in, and we're going to have to turn around and come back out. But I don't mind, because I'm listening to Willie Nelson and all those great tunes that you could too. But you'll find the link in our newsletter, our Tuesday newsletter. How am I doing it? I don't have my Windows 10 PC with me. Well, I'm streaming the music off my phone. Let's see what it looks like streaming the music on your phone. Whether you have an iPhone or an Android phone, you can get the music as well. Here's the entrance to HMCS Quadra. I got to slow down a little bit. This is a big bike, and I got to turn it around. So I'm a little bit wobbly on my turns, but I think we can do it if I just squeak here. Let's see here. We'll do a bit of a turn. Yikes. Am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? I did. And here we are going back. Let's look at the Android version of YouTube. All right, now I'm listening to this, streaming the music on my cell phone. So here is YouTube on my cell phone. When I open my YouTube application, here is his music list. And then here's all the great songs, again, by Willie Nelson, and all the songs that Ray has for us, all streaming live to my phone. So by saving the playlist, you will have over 3 hours of continuous entertainment. And we'll be keeping it updated as Ray adds new songs. Wow. Well, let me just listen to some music as I finish my bike ride. All right.
Fantastic, Ron. Fantastic.
Now listen, you got to come up with some good songs.
Oh, yeah. Hardest part is pleasing everybody all the time.
There you go. But listen, that's a big bonus now for signing up for a newsletter. They get to see your playlist, and I'll update it all the time for you. You just have to save it once.
And what Ron has done is he's added a lot of the songs that I just gave clips to that actually weren't played. So that's another treat.
Yeah, just click it. All right. Hewie, are you ready again?
Let's go. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Facebook Tips Part 2, Settings and Security. I'm Hewie Poplock. I use the web version of Facebook. I do not use the app on any of my devices. For this presentation and others about Facebook, I'll be using the account of my fictitious friend, Carl. In a recent video, I did mention that if you wanted to see those postings of your friends that you have not been seeing, one way to do it is to do it in chronological order on your timeline. And in order to see your timeline in chronological order, you have to go down over to see more and then scroll down and then find most recent. When you click that, it then puts all of your timeline in chronological order except for the ads that it sticks in there. But that's how you can get to see a lot of the postings from your friends that you don't normally see. You don't have to copy and paste from somebody else's timeline to yours to have them show up. Just do it in the most recent order or go to your friend's timeline and look at it. In order to see if you are using the most recent, just look here. Because if you go back to the top posts, what you're going to see is what Facebook wants you to see, not what your friends are posting. And again, you go to the most recent, it changes it here. There is no way to make that the default. So each time you log into Facebook, if you want to see your most recent posts and your friend's most recent posts, you do have to click on it on the left. In order to look at your settings, you come up here to the upper right and go to your account. Come down here to Settings and Privacy. You click on it, you will get a menu: Settings, Privacy Checkup, Privacy Shortcuts, Activity Log, Newsfeed Preferences, and Language. We will look at these in various videos, but today we're going to look at some settings. The first setting you come to is your general settings, where your username, contact information, account contact, some memorialization settings, and identity confirmation. Memorial settings. Decide what happens to your account after you pass away. When you click the edit to that, you will see you can have your legacy contact. Choose someone to look after your account after you pass away. And this is what they'll be able to do. And you choose a friend and add them to that list. We'll let your legacy contact know that you chose them. They won't be notified again until your account is memorialized. If you don't want a Facebook account after you pass away, you can request to have your account permanently deleted instead of choosing a legacy contact. And you would then request that your account be deleted after you pass away by clicking here. I'm Not going to do that, but that's what you would do. That's something you really need to think about, especially if you're a senior. The next item is just security and login. Under security and login, you have recommended check your important security settings. You can view them. This page is asking you to go to a different page. Let's do that. And this tells you how to keep your account secure. Your password is okay. Turn on two-factor authentication and turn on login alerts. And when you continue, it goes through a series of questions to set up your security. I'm not going to continue. You can follow the screens. The next item under security and login is where you're logged in. What this does is show you all of the logins to Facebook. And if you look here, you'll see that I have several. I would look at these and check to see if they're all me. These all happen to be, but if not, you can log that session out by just clicking over here. Or you can tell it to log out of all of the sessions. And so someone would have to log back in and have the password in order to do that. We're going to talk about changing that password in the next section. In the login section, you can change your password. It's a good idea to use a strong password that you're not using anywhere else. So let's take a look how we can do that. Your current password would be there, and then you would put your new password or retype it to make sure that you've got it correct. Then save the changes. I would periodically change your password anyway, just to make sure that no one has access to it. The next item is save your login info. We open that. It will only be saved on the browsers and devices that you choose. The next time you log in on this browser, just click the profile picture instead of typing the password. You can save your login information so you won't need to enter your password the next time you log in on this browser on this computer. Using two-factor authentication is a wise idea. If you want to use it, they'll ask for a code if they notice an attempted login from an unrecognized device or a browser. To turn that on, you would go to Edit, and there are different ways that you can have two-factor authentication. One is using some kind of an authentication app. The second one would be using a security key, which you could purchase. The third method would be sending you a text message with some type of a code. That's the way most of us do two-factor authentication, is with a text message. The next item under two-factor authentication is authorized login. Review a list of devices where you won't have to use a login code. Let's take a look. I don't have any registered devices, but I could remove them if I did. App passwords. You can add special passwords to log into your apps instead of using your Facebook password or login codes. There is a place where you can learn more about app passwords. You would save the changes. Setting up extra security. Get alerts about unrecognized logins. Facebook will let you know if anyone logs in from a device or browser you don't usually use. And you can get notifications or don't get them. You can get them through Messenger or through email. Remember to save your changes. The next section is to choose 3 to 5 friends to contact if you get locked out. This is a good, not only security, but also safety, that if you should get locked out of your Facebook account, you can use trusted contacts that would be sent a code and URL from Facebook to help you log back in. You can choose your friends and mark them down as trusted people that Facebook can send a code to, give that code to you so you can log back into your account. The last section is called Advanced. Most of you won't be going into those settings. There's an encrypted notification email and recover external accounts. But the third one I would like to just cover with you, see recent emails from Facebook. If you go to view that, you're going to actually leave the page and we're going to say, okay, let's do that. And it will give us a list of recent emails about security. And it shows that on April 6, 2021, the Facebook password was changed for this account. There was another email back in 2018. This account has not received a lot of emails about security, but should you have any, this would be the place to look for. Any other emails? That gets us through the security and login section. Facebook tips, part 2, settings and security. I'm Hewie Poplock. Thanks for joining us.
So more to come.
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. That's really good. I got to go back later on, and I've got to go back and watch that again and do some of that. It's really interesting. We'll talk about that in the question and answers part, because we have to move into Ray's segment now. But Ray, as you're teeing up to get ready, I just want to thank everybody on our streaming service. Sorry for the interruption earlier in the stream, earlier in the show, that we had a little hiccup there in streaming it for you. But you also have the reason why. So we'll see our streaming folks again next week, same time, same place. If they want to come over into our Zoom meeting, that's fine. We have 75, so we've got 25 spots, and participate in the question and answer. So Ray, are you ready to roll?
Yes, sir. Again, this is going to be a test. This is only a test because I'm back to using one old laptop, but I'm going to make it work. Share my screen, get rid of that. And so we've done some happy birthdaying already today, but never too much. And this is I'm going to call happy birthday something old and something new. So we're recognizing the birthdays of two of the guys who make Tech for Seniors work every single week with our 100+ attendees. That's Hewie Poplock. He celebrated a birthday last Friday. And of course, Dewey Kloss, who officially starts another year today. I like what Dewey said before, by the way, about wearing the same costume for 30 years. I could never do that. Anyway, a little less commentary now and a bit more music. I'm going to use my time for 2 YouTube plays, comparing what some of us older folks enjoyed when we were kids to what our grandkids and maybe even great-grandkids are loving in the 21st century. After all, birthday celebrations are really for kids, which includes children of all ages, as the circus ringmaster used to say. So the first clip is from 1938 with the Our Gang Kids. Some people call them the Little Rascals. And my favorite character, Alfalfa. And YouTube has many more of these films to watch. And then we're going to fast forward to the Minions, a current day computer animated video with a focus on small yellow creatures that apparently have existed since the beginning of time. The song is a late 90s release by NSYNC. So I'm going to make one change here. Optimize for video. And here, let's do the first one.
To Hewie and Dewey.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Well done. Well done, Ray. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. It's top of the hour. Another week has gone by, and it is a wrap for the show today. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you for your support. We will see you, of course, next week, same time, same place. We'll be stopping the program right now, although it is recorded and will be online by the end of the day. We're going to open into our question and answer period. And if you have any questions, please, there's a little bar at the bottom of your screen, and under reactions, you can see where it says raise your hand. If you click on that, you will come up onto the top of our screen, and I can see who you are, and we can sort of work on this and get you in an orderly fashion to answer questions. So, or if you just want to wish the birthday guys a happy birthday, that's okay too. I know that we've certainly done that today. I see our first, Bob, do you have a question or an answer or what?
I have an answer. I posted a link in the chat, which has to do with security. I have quite a few security related or privacy related items in a special, well, you also find it on the Facebook page, but this is specifically related to protecting your privacy and your security, and it covers many of the most popular places that we visit, including Facebook.
So Bob, I have a question for you. I just posted this yesterday, an article on Google Play Store removes 9 apps for stealing Facebook passwords. One of the concerns that I have is when you log into other apps or other accounts, they always ask, do you want to log in with your Facebook account? And that's a common procedure that's happening. Do you have any comments, Hewie or Bob, on that? What's your suggestion?
You use a password. You don't use another service, because if something
Right.
goes wrong, they now have access to both places.
That's right. And
Yeah,
and you
I
see
always-
that all the time.
I always sign in and create a
And-
password using my email address,
Right.
and then I put that in my password manager to make sure I remember what it is
Right.
and make
correct.
it unique. So
Right.
make sure it's not something you use on anything else.
Right. Edward, go ahead.
Yes, I have a friend who swears by the use of the Fire Stick for all of his streaming television. He has internet, and then all he does is I haven't even looked into it. I forget about it, but he buys this thing called the Fire Stick. And I never, he swears by it. I never asked anybody else, or nobody else ever talks about it in either of the groups I go to.
So Edward, when you're looking at streaming, there are a number of devices that you can use to stream the service. Dewey talked about the actual services, but you'll need a physical device, right? And of course, Amazon makes the products Fire Sticks, and there's a whole bunch of them that you can buy. And these have been around for quite a long time, and they're called Amazon Fire Sticks. And these are a device that you would plug into your computer or your TV, and that allows you to stream the services to your TV. And the only advice I can give you on that, if that's the way you want it, well, I mean, they tend to be more geared towards Amazon. There's some advertising regarding Amazon, but they work very well. If you are going to buy one, they come in a whole bunch of different versions. I would spend a little bit more money and get the 4K one because it's got a faster processor. Now, if you aside from that, then of course there are all the Roku devices, right? And there are all the Roku devices that are available for streaming, and you can purchase any one of those. I think the feeling, and I think Dewey would probably support this. My feeling is probably the Roku devices work a little bit better than the Amazon Fire devices, but I guess that's a personal preference. But that's what they're used for, and they're both very, they all work very well.
Yeah, but
Right.
almost every TV you buy now is considered a smart TV and has a lot of the same services. And if you're a subscriber for Amazon Prime, you can just load the Amazon Fire TV app and get all of the same, basically the same thing, using a different device or using the one that's built into your TV. I have a TCL TV that's a smart Fire, is a smart Fire TV, and I have a Roku box stuck into it or plugged into it. And then the other one I have is that's not a TCL, it's another one. I can't remember the brand. I think it's a Samsung. And then I have a TCL that's a Roku built in, and I've got a Fire Stick plugged into it. So I can switch back and forth. And I'm testing a TiVo stick as well right now.
So lots of options, Edward. Does that answer your question?
TMI, probably TMI, too much information.
Yeah, but eventually your Fire Stick is a streaming device, and you have some choices whether you buy the Fire Stick or whether you buy a Roku device, your choice, and just your choice on those two.
You got a buddy called Bill who can help you greatly with that information, and he's close to you. You guys are both in Oklahoma City,
Yeah. Bill
so.
James is the expert on that. Yeah,
Yep.
corner Bill and phone him up. He'll give you lots of information about that.
And there are lots of other devices besides just the Fire Stick.
Right. Stu, Botta, Stu, do you want to go ahead?
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you,
Yeah,
Stu.
you're not muted, but we don't hear you.
Hey, I'm using that new PWA on the Chromebook. and
Yep, got you now. We
pretty
can hear you
nice.
now. Yep, we can hear you now.
I'm using that new PWA download for
Right.
for the Chromebook for Zoom, and
Yep.
it works pretty nice.
Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
we see you're on twice, and I was looking at the one you're looking at sideways. Then I saw
Yeah.
that you were in a different.
I'm trying to get
position
off.
on here,
You're
too.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Mhm.
That's good. Ray, did you have a question? You've got your hand up. Do you have a question? Or a comment?
Yes, I do. Most of you know where I live, we were subject to some savage forest fires a couple of weeks ago. Wanted to let everybody to know that they're all out now. The firefighters, what we call the hot shots here, just did a fantastic job in keeping the fires away from homes. But a friend and neighbor of mine, Rich Newman, was here when we had to evacuate, and he took this phenomenal picture on the side view mirror of his car. And I just want to share that with everybody just for a second here so you can get an idea of, let me see. So that's the side view mirror of his car. You can see the line of cars going all the way back into the town I live in called Pine, with the fire just raging over the top.
Is
So when
Pine in the front of that fire?
Pine is further up that hill. In other words, if you look at that long line of cars, Pine is around the next bend.
Wow.
So this one picture, what do they say? A picture is worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
One picture tells it all. So I just
Oh,
wanted to
man.
share that today. And once again, thank the firefighters for the great job that they do.
Yes, and is the fire out now?
Yes, we've had about 4 days of rain every day, a pretty heavy rain yesterday, which was wonderful. So that plus what the firefighters did, I think it's about 80% contained now, but not anywhere near structures or homes.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks for the update, Ray. I'm glad you're safe, and I'm glad that it worked out. It was pretty scary for a while.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Amber Freer, go ahead. Amber, we can't see you, but maybe we can hear you.
Yes, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, PowerShell. It's been installed unwittingly and unwillingly on my computer. How do you get rid of it, or is it worth keeping?
Good question. Anyone got any comments on that? Bill, that's probably a Bill James. Is that a Bill James question?
I think you have to go to the task manager, and there's a box to let me see. Hold on.
It's not showing up in the usual places.
So PowerShell is built into Windows 10 now.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of it?
No.
And do I want it?
Well, hold on a second.
So Michael, you can turn it off probably, but you can't get rid of it. Is that the ideal?
There really isn't any reason to do anything with it. Just leave it.
Yeah,
Not
I'm with
doing anything.
there. Yeah.
Is that your suggestion, Michael, or what?
Yeah. I'd keep it there. You do have the option of changing the command shell to PowerShell, but it's really an underlying programming technology that Windows uses quite a bit.
Right.
What does it basically do? It's different from command.
It gives you different ways to use command over a network and to manage cloud services and that sort of thing. It's just a more powerful language and control system.
Yeah, mostly network administrators use it where you wouldn't, but it's still part of Windows, so it's not something you would uninstall.
Probably turn it off so you can't see it all the time. and so on and so
Well,
forth.
it's not something that's normally there unless you do the right click or the Windows key and X. That's where it's going to show up.
So where are you seeing it, Amber?
So as you go into the taskbar settings, there is a switch that you can replace the command prompt with Windows PowerShell in the menu. So you go to settings, home, personalization, and then click on taskbar at the bottom, and then come down. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about the 6th one down. There's a switch where you can alternate between the old command prompt and the PowerShell.
I personally would leave the PowerShell. If you want to use the regular command prompt, just use your Windows key and your R. You have your run box, and you can still do what you used to do right in the run box.
But if you want to switch
The
that off,
average person really never ever uses it. It's just a part of the operating system.
All right. Did
Amber,
that help?
anything
Is that
else?
okay, Amber? Does that help you?
Yeah, it's just, so I guess I don't know how it ended up getting switched over. Is that part of the upgrades when they do an update?
That's
I
correct.
think PowerShell's the default now.
Yep.
They changed the
Okay.
default.
Okay, thanks.
And with Windows 11 coming, they're going to change a lot more, eh? lots of new stuff. Lots of new stuff happening. Yes. So listen, Hewie, tell me about mobile Starlink. Can you really drive these things all over the place? I thought there was a limitation.
That one car was, but I don't know. They must have had some kind of a power supply in order to be able to do that. Or they just pull off to the side and plug in somewhere. I'm not sure. They really explain that at all.
But I thought
they
there was a
actually had it
geographical-
bolted on their hood.
Yeah, but I thought there was a geographical location aspect of it. You'd only move it around 25 miles, or you had to go into your settings and reconnect or something. I don't think
Getting food?
yeah, I don't think that that anyway, I don't.
Yeah,
that was interesting.
But the other two ones that had pictures, they are going into a different area. They were going into an area like camping, and then just take it out and plug it in and use it there.
Mhm. Interesting. Any other questions?
They are working on a flat panel instead of the dish. And that might work better on a mobile device, mobile vehicles, or when they add it to airplanes, it might work better that way as well. And then the government has asked them to do, if they could do a miniature one that soldiers could carry with them. So there hasn't been anything, whether they're even considering it or whether they've got it, they're doing any testing with something like that, but the government has asked for that. So we'll have to see if that becomes something that's available for the public as well, if they in fact do it.
Mhm. Very interesting. And what did you say? 70,000 people signed up? Was it around 70,000 you said have signed up to Starlink? That's what their current user base
No, there's
was?
500,000 have signed up for Starlink.
Oh, okay.
It's
Wow. It's going to be exciting times.
Yeah, but and I was going to include this in this report, but I was under time constraints. There's a lot where they're working on limits for the temperature. I did talk about that, but let's see. What was the question you just asked me? So let me just make sure I'm on the right track here. What did you just ask me, Ron?
How many subscribers?
How many subscribers?
Oh yeah. The other thing is that the I lost my train of thought. Let me come back to it. Go ahead and
Well, let's talk to Dorothy.
go to
Dorothy has a
Dorothy,
question
yeah.
from
Mhm.
Dorothy has a question from
Well,
Victoria.
it isn't a question, just a comment. I just wanted to thank everybody for all your wealth of knowledge, and also the Thursday Facebook group was very informative as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're having a lot of fun. And I do want everyone to remember to for Ray's music list. It is very cool. I mean, I was sitting down here doing some accounting the other day, and I just clicked on his list, and you got over 3 hours of continuous songs. All those great songs we listen to every day on our show, they're all there. You just click the list and they just keep playing over and over, 3 hours of them. So you've got all that toe-topping information, and you even have it on your phone when you're traveling or in the car. So it's just a list, and that's all you have to do is save the list, either save it in YouTube or save it on your desktop, and you've got the list. And that's all you ever need, because we're going to add the songs to the list, and you only need one list, because we're going to update it all the time for you, and you can listen to all those songs for free. Pretty cool. So and we put the link in the Tuesday newsletter. That's where Ray's section is, and it'll be there tomorrow. So when you get the newsletter tomorrow, click that link and you'll see all those great songs.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Exactly. Do we have any questions before we sign off today? It's been a busy day. I want to again wish Hewie and Dewey, the Hewies and Deweys, a happy birthday. We've been wishing Hewie happy birthday all week. And of course, Dewey's birthday is today. I know that I've always said, I think from a personal point of view, I always want a little bit of Dewey in my life, because I hope when I'm 87 years old, I'll still be doing this and participating and having as much fun as Dewey is. So Dewey, I hope you have a great birthday. Take the day off, enjoy it, sit back. I know Dewey also has a wonderful family. I've met a lot of his family members, and I know he's going to have a lot of fun today with his birthday. So any other questions? If no questions are there, then we will.
The other thing about where I lost my train of thought on the on Starlink is you really need to have a clear view of the sky. Any trees, tall buildings, anything like that is going to interfere with it. And so it is geared for people in rural areas that don't have access to internet. It's not for people who are in crowded areas or lots of trees. It's just not going to work.
Indeed. So in closing, don't forget, Tech for Senior Live is this Thursday, 9 o'clock, and we will be giving away a prize. So yes, we have a sponsor now, and you by listening, you are going to win something. So we're actually going to do a giveaway. So come and have a listen to Bob, Hewie. I don't know, Bill, are you here? You're not here this week. Are you going to be here on Thursday? No. Okay. There'll be Bob, Hewie, and I think Ray's still doing. Ray's, are you around yet? Or are you still...
Once again, I'm taking this video editing class at the college that happens to be on Thursday morning, but there's only about 3 more weeks, and then I'll be glad to join in.
Excellent. All right. And so we'll be there Thursday morning having a lot of fun. And of course, we'll see everybody same place, same time next Monday. So until then, have a great week, and we'll talk soon. Bye now.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Bye.